Right. So last time I talked about how to build a website using MKDocs, and today we want to continue to build our package, but we're going to introduce something new. So far, we have been using IPyLeaflet, right? It's the backend that we use to create interactive map. But there are a couple other options out there. So for today, I want to introduce another one called folium. Have you heard about that before? And it's another package that has a longer history than IPyLeaflet. And they're both built on top of Leaflet JavaScript library. But the difference is that folium is more like one way. IPyLeaflet is two ways, bidirectional. So what I mean by bidirectional means you can click your mouse on the map, you can get your mouse clicking coordinates, you can pass it into a program, you do other computation, you can do basically just like Lego, you can exchange, you can remove other stuff. Folium is another package that actually is not that flexible, but it's a lot more stable. You are less likely to run into issues. But the problem is that once the map is created, it's a done deal. You cannot remove the control. You cannot remove the layer. You cannot get the coordinates out from the mouse clicking, something like that. But it's still one of the most popular one. You still want to be familiar. And like I said, they are all built on top of the package called JavaScript library called Leaflet. Okay, and so one is called folium, the other one called IPyLeaflet. And imagine that your package want to provide options to use multiple. And this is essentially what LeafMap is about. LeafMap actually has 5 or 6, I think, mapping backends. So you can actually, it's the same API, but you can switch multiple backends to whatever backends you want. For example, if you click the API reference, look at this one. You can use Bokeh. You heard about that Python package? And you can use DeckGL, another Python package for doing mapping. You can use folium. You can use Kepler GL. You can use basically IPyLeaflet. You can use PyDeck. You can use Plotly. So you can see like there are different packages available. And what we're trying to do here is to build the same API that it works with different backends. And because right now, for users that are new to Geospatial, if they want to learn IPyLeaflet is different for Folium. You need to learn 2 packages. But for our goal here is that they just learn your package. They don't need to learn about other packages because you use the same API and then you can switch the backend. So one example I would give you would be similar to, right? You can use ChatGPT, right? You can use Google Gemini. You can use Meta AI. Doesn't matter. All you need is just type some text prompt and then you get the result, right? So we can build a program that allows the user to, like, you can have an input box, right? Just type your things in, and then if you can ask, okay, I want to use ChatGPT. I want to use Google Gemini. I want to use Microsoft, whatever, Bing, chatbot or whatever. You can switch easily. And under the hood, user don't have to like really like create a new chatbot and then just do all the programming, connecting the API. You just provide the input box. And you can have a track, maybe an option updated, drop down list, just like selecting a base map, that's it. And then everything else should be handled automatically. So this is what we're trying to do here today, is to add an option, right? Not just based on IPyLeaflet, because IPyLeaflet is powerful, but it's a little bit tricky sometimes to install on some environment. You will not see the map. It's going to show all kind of errors. Folium, on the other hand, is quite stable. It's definitely more stable than IPyLeaflet. And usually you will not run into installation issues. So if you want, you can just Google and then should be to find Folium here. So this is the documentation. It's a little bit outdated. The website is not super fancy, but it does have some examples that actually work just fine. And you will see they provide some similar functionality to IPyLeaflet. Like I said, make sure you understand the differences. Folium is generally considered a one-way street. Once the map is displayed, you cannot change it. So you need to add all the data layers and then display the map. Different from IPyLeaflet, I can display the map, I can add another layer, I can remove the layer, I can remove the control, I can do all kind of stuff. It's like bidirectional, basically 2 ways. Folium is one way. And so here, If we want, we can look at the documentation, look at the example, you can install the package, and then you can create a map. Also, you will see here, they use different parameter name, right? IPyLeaflet, what's the name when you're trying to set the map to a certain location? Center. Here you use called location, right? So imagine if a new users, you're already used to using center, all of a sudden, right, the center doesn't work for folium, then you have to, but in our package, we can create one that user can use either one. We can just change it automatically and then create a map. You see the map. And also the nice thing about the folium is that when you build a website, if you run this code and then if you use mkdocs, the map will show up. Compared to IPyLeaflet, they need a kernel, so the map doesn't show up. So if you go to, for example, go to the LeafMap website, I can show you some example here, like using base map. Okay, why is not executed? You see this, right? All my maps actually is interactive. I can actually show the map, and you can have this. And if you scroll down, right, all my maps are actually interactive. Right? And even for maybe this one called mosaic, scroll down, at least for your website doesn't work yet because the website doesn't use folium. It's using IPyLeaflet. So all your source code you're going to see, if you go to your documentation website, you just after execute it, it's going to like map and then a long string of text, right? Remember? Doesn't show up. It doesn't look good, but you can do it like this using folium and can display. So basically, you have the same API, but when you're using the mkdocs, you use folium to render the website. So in that way, when people go to your website, they can take a look at the map. They can zoom in. They can zoom out. Everything works interactively, right? So it's going to be so much better for visualization on the website. By working locally, I mean, IPyLeaflet is more powerful. So how to actually integrate this one to a package is what we're going to discuss today. So let me show you how we're going to get that, right? What we want to do is to create a new module. So previously we have been using this GeoHey, right? Just same one, but right now we need to create a new one. So what we're going to do here, let me show you. Maybe let's try the examples first before we do that. So we're going to maybe create a new example, and then we can create a new Jupyter notebook. I'm going to name it as folium, folium dot ipymb. Okay, where is it? Go again. And then hopefully you already have the install. I'm just going to copy example source code here. To be pretty quick, I just okay, finally, and me paste the source code here. Finally. And it's pretty much the same. So if you want to display the map, just type the m variable. Pay attention here, right? In IPyLeaflet, is using the so-called center. Folium use the location. And also for the zoom level, I think it's called zoom start, not zoom. So it's like different way of using same thing. So you can look at the source code. You can see some examples. You can also save the map. So you can save that as an email. You can choose the control. You can change the base map to a certain keywords, something like that. You can add a marker. Here you can see markers. You can add some vector data. You can add a line. You can add polygon. You can add raster. So we can pretty much do the same thing like what we did for IPyLeaflet. What? And the other one, let me show you the folium. So later I'm going to show you how, for example, last time we used the add raster to add some visualization to raster. For IPyLeaflet, we can do the same thing for folium. So what we need is to use the local type server again, but compared to last time, this time we're going to use folium, take the type layer. Later I'm going to show you how you can modify the example to make things. Hopefully it's done now. No? Um, uh, Let me pause the video. Anyway, so finally it works. And like I said, this is a simple map that you can create using just two-line code. And pay attention to this one is using the so-called location. It's not really, if you change the center, probably it won't work. But on this one, see, it displayed the map, but the center was not being recognized, and while it's not working. So feedback this one. So how do we actually integrate this one into our package? So next, I'm going to show you how we can do that quickly. And under your package, we're going to create a new module. And so previously under the geo head, so this is the one, our main package module. And we can create a separate one. So we can create a new file. And we can name it. So for me, I will just call folium map.py. The reason is that you cannot use folium because later we're going to import folium. It's going to get confused whether you're going to import the folium package or your folium module. So if you're trying to import that package in your script, you cannot name your script the same name as the package you want to import. Make sense? Because when you're importing something, you can import a file from your computer or you can import it from a package. So, and you cannot use the same name. So that's why otherwise you're going to run into down the road. This is when initially when I got started doing this development, I was trying to use folium and then it's running into issue I could not figure out like what, why I cannot just import. Eventually they say, yeah, you cannot use that. So from here, then we can do it like this. So we can start import folium, for example. So we can import folium from here. And then we're going to do the same thing, similar to what we did for this one using IPyLeaflet. So it's the same structure, the same stuff, except right now we are using folium. So what we can do would be class, example, class map. And then what are we doing here? So the class is going to inherit from the folium map class. Okay, so we can do this folium. So map, right? Then double quotes, hit enter. Perfect. Thank you, Copilot. And again, thank you, but not good. I this, right? And so I'm going to give you the arguments. Again, not good. I don't need this. But we can customize, like, so here we can set the center, for example, center equal to, example, comma. We can copy the same thing from our previous, this one. So we can make then the same, like this. Volume. So we're going to have center and also the zoom level. Make sense? So we are creating the map. But the problem is that right now, these two are not passing to here. So what we need to do is to convert this one, will be location equal to center. And then the other one I call zoom start, okay? Not zoom. It makes sense? So for our package, we're going to use the center and the zoom so that it's consistent. But for folium, it's actually called zoom start. Again, if you come back to this map in here, just to show you, if you're just using the zoom, go to maybe 4, it doesn't work. Go to run. You see, got multiple value for key argument. This is not the right one. It's start. But use this one, run it. Typo here. Then run this one. Okay. That's 4. Or you can change it to a much larger value, for example, 14. Hit. This is how you can control. So in our program, we create this new module, and then we're passing the center to the location, passing the zoom. So in that way, when user use our package, they can just use the center and the zoom. It's consistent. So all your packages, they only need just one single switch. So with that, now let's test it, see how it actually works. Okay, so I'm gonna restart my kernel, and compared to the previous one that we did, let me show you before we do that. So I'm gonna import GeoHay. Again, you import your own package. Then we use m equal to GeoHay map. And m. Then you restart a kernel. For example, I can type center equal to 40 and then -100. Then zoom level equal to maybe 10. This one right now we're using the IPyLib, so our previous version. So in order to use the new module, I'm going to use a different way to import the library. Output is also my last time. So let's try out the folium. So if it works, your package name .folium map is okay. Yeah. So the previous one is not working. I will fix it. This is the new way of importing the new module, right? So the reason why we use geohay.folium, because our package name is called this one, right? So previously when we use the import geohay, it's also actually going to run this line underscore init. And so it's going to use the previous one, the map under this geohay module. This is why it's using this one indirectly, because it import into your underscore. Basically, you can think about this one is your entry point to your package. So if you just import your package name, it's going to import from here. Anything within here will be importing into your workspace. But right now we're importing another module called geohay.folium map. So what it's doing is going to come to here directly without executing this one. So it's going to come to geohay and then folium.map and then import this one as geohay. So basically means right now we skip this one. And the downside is that it's a little bit longer because we use the sub module within your package. This is what this one is doing in here, right? And run this. So you can see the map. You can change the location. You can change, for example, this one to 4. On it. Okay. Works just fine. So now means that our package user can either doing this. They can just import the main module, right? And then run the same code. Everything else remains the same. Doesn't work right now. I'm not sure what's going on with my works now. Because I already import. So you need to restart the kernel. Oh no. Crazy. It works. So this is IPyLib, okay? The one you can add the widget to the map. This is the IPy widget. I don't know what's going on earlier, but if you change it to the other way, this one works as well. So basically right now we're overwriting the package. If you see this one, you see the widget are gone. This one is using folium. There are two packages. And the next one I'm going to show you is how can we actually, for example, use local type server maybe to add a raster, right? So look at this. Do we have the raster last time here? Let me open this one just to show you like how do we get the the local type server. So similar to this one, right? Local type server, type client, get this one examples, and then IPy leaflet. So this one previously should work. Yeah. It's gonna take some time, but maybe I can copy this one here. Go see. Or let me show you. You can come here. You can go to the local type server website. You can copy the example from there as well. So maybe this try to use the other example. How about this? Let me copy this example. And back to here. Taking forever. Come to the folium. It's also taking forever. But looks like anytime we run a new. Okay, so I'm going to come here, the new code block, and this one. Hopefully it works. So what we're trying to do here is to maybe visualize some raster. So previously we already have the add raster function for the IPy leaflet, but we can do the same thing using folium. So for the folium, they have the get leaflet tile layer. They also have the get folium tile layer. So we're going to basically change this one here from folium. And there's not the other thing need to change. So different from IPy leaflet, in folium is actually not called map.add. It's like the real one. It's called T, basically the layer dot add to M. So it's a weird like convention. This one earlier, this one is IPy leaflet. So let's try this one. See if it works. Oh, okay. Again, the center and the zoom, like this is where problem with volume is that you need the location rather than the center. The zoom should be zoom start. Run again. Hopefully it will work now. What? Multi. Maybe a trial. But what the name? Oh, this one. Sorry. Not get fold deflate. I changed this one. Get folium. Then it should be X2. So you see how inconvenient this is? Get folium. What? Oh, because I didn't import it. The mess. No. You need to navigate these all different packages, different conventions. No, that's what I'm saying, is to learn the lesson, because when you're trying to use multiple ones, you need to learn how to integrate and make it consistent. So to show you the lesson, this is how I went through. How I learned, and I live like a 6 or 7. They're all different. But you design the same API that you can just switch. Basically, every code, everything remains the same. So if the user want to use folium, they use this way. If they want to use IPy leaflet, they just import the original one. If they want to use PyDeck or other, like, so that's the whole goal of it. Like, why makes it easier is that you want to allow the user to have some options. Because different have different, because IPy leaflet, if it doesn't work on their computer, then you use folium. Folium is guaranteed to pretty much work in all cases. But the problem is that the convention is different. So you have to figure out how to set that one. Right now, you see, it works now. So this is folium right now. And so what we need to do is to integrate this one into our source code so that your source code also have this add raster function. And so I'm going to show you here, right? So last time we already have this function. So what I can do actually is just go copy and paste and see how it works, right? So come here. Oh, where's the add master? Okay. I'm going to copy this function. It should be very much similar. So you should try to make it consistent. So your function definition, everything should be the same. But inside the source code, it will be a little bit different. So I'm going to copy this one from my previous package. And then I'm going to come to here and just paste it. And this is where you need to pay attention. You need to change things carefully from here. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And so from iPyLeaflet, hi client, get folium. This one you just need to change. You change to get folium. So I'm going to basically rename symbol. Oops, not rename symbol. So it needs to be get folium. Okay. Immediately, wants to be get folium. And compared to add layer, this one is different. Okay. So it used to be layer dot add to self. So rather than the map add the layer, you add the layer to the map. I don't know, it's different convention. And also the zoom to layer, this one probably doesn't work yet. Let me remove this one for now. We come back later how to fix it. For now, just show you. Like this is the way you can add a raster to the map, to the iPyLeaf map, to the folium map, and then you can visualize. So now we come here, we start the kernel again. Let's try it out. Okay, I'm gonna import the package. I'm gonna create a map. Right. Next one is that I'm gonna find some file that we can visualize. So I'm gonna use the one from here last time. For example, this EM. And check for able again. I want the URL equal to this one. Right. Then you'll be m.add raster URL. So it should be something like this. Because if you're right now my package already have that add raster function, it should work. Unless there's something is wrong here with our source code. Let me take a look at it again. We're going to use this take the tile layer, tile client, get this, the name, add to. I don't see any user here. It's a bit slow. So the source code should be the same like what we did last time for folium. So you see this. Look at this one. Yes? Uh-huh. So all we need to do is change this one, get folium map, change the one, and then the last line. Instead of self.add layer, it's layer.add to, because those are just different convention for folium and iPyLeaflet. I paste. I will slow this computer out. It's my desktop computer. Anyway, and I don't know actually where this. Oh yeah, yeah, I see, coming up. Yeah, nice. So look at the source code that we had compared to the one we did last time. What differences? Oh, except like I add a column map in here. One, I don't have a column map, but everything everything is the same, except that you are using the import geo here or import the folium. That's the only difference. So your source code remain the same, but your package. So I can use the I think called LOR column map equal to array and comma on again. You generate the oh, oh argument. For palette, it's probably my package is not up to date. So I think the folium on my this computer is not up to date. So let me try palette or CMap. Sometimes called CMap. Used to be called CMap, but I think the newer version is using color map. Working? Oh yeah, it works. They use CMap, but if your local type server is the latest version, it should ask you to use the so-called color map on the CMap. But yeah, so now you see it's the same thing, right? The same source code. The only thing that's different is just the import. Where basically where you want to, do you want to use ChatGPT? Do you want to use Google Gemini? Do you want to use Meta AI chatbot? And everything else, you give some text, you give some result. But like I said, this one, volume is a done deal. You cannot remove anything. You cannot remove layer. You cannot remove control. For example, here, m dot like clear control or something like that. You will not work. It doesn't have this. But you can save the map. So for example, m dot save. You can save HTML. But this one, the map, the layer, the DM layer will not show up because you need a kernel. Right now we're using a local type server as a kernel. But if I run this one, you see it's going to generate raster HTML. You can open it. You should be able to see the map, but you may not be able to see the data layer. Let's try it out. Better open this under my docs directory. Examples. All right. So raster HTML, for example, you can double click. See, the layer will not show up because interesting. I think right now because we haven't closed the Visual Studio Code yet, so it's still cached on my computer. That's why you can still see it. But if I close my Visual Studio Code, the thread will be gone. You will not be able to see the VM. But right now it still works. See? And it's nice, right? You can join the map. You can add all kind of data layers, and you just convert to HTML. With the HTML, you can put it on any web server, and you just render just fine. So you can use to render vector data, raster data, and you don't need to know JavaScript. It's just a couple lines of Python code, right? So remember in the JavaScript IPy that we can add raster, we can add GeoJSON, shapefile, anything. So after that, you can just convert it to a map, and yeah. Problem is that you cannot change the opacity, for example. So for this one here, in your source code, you can change the opacity, but after the map is displayed, then you cannot change anything. So if you really want, I can do it in here. Right? So this one right now is like fully opaque. So I can basically come here, the opacity equal to maybe 0.5. Run it. %50 now. This is how you integrate this one into a package. And after that, you can do very much similar thing. You can add GeoJSON, you can add base map, you can add all kind of stuff. And so what you really want is maybe you can look at the source code of Leaflet just to see what kind of things you can do with that package. Let me show you, right? If I go to my repo and let me go to Leaflet folder. So I'm going to scroll down to find folium map, right? So this is the module. Same thing that I'm introducing right now, but it's a lot more complicated, a lot more lines of code. Right now, how many lines of code we have? Yeah, 24. But there are a lot more things you can do. I guess you can have 2,000 lines of code easily. And you can look at the what function available in there. So it's just the map class. Think about here. There's a lot of layer you can handle. It can be vector, it can be raster. So just go there to learn some example, you can copy and paste. But of course, you need to actually learn how to make things work. You can add a color bar, you can add a raster, you can add points from X, Y, Z, you can add a color map, you can add a marker. You can add a lot of stuff. You can add sensors data, you can create a static map, you can add a title, you can tons of information. That so what you need to do is how to conceptualize, how to. There's also like to simulate. This one is for creating interactive web app. What time? How much time? Yeah, next time I will show you how to create the interactive web app so that you can actually generate maps easily, because you can turn that one into HTML and then you can render the HTML using the web app. So in the next lecture, I'm going to show you how to do that, so that your map is available on the internet. Show you. Actually, I have an example. Just sneak peek or preview. Okay. Next time we're going to cover maybe. Not in here. Sorry, not in here. Somewhere else. So under here, open geospatial solutions. So I already create a template, and it's based on leaf map, but you can use it for your package as well. I'm going to show you how to do that next time. It's under here, simply map template. So what we're doing is using our package to create a map, and then save the map as HTML, and then use the Streamlit to render the HTML. So basically, just like the map that I showed you earlier, and you can deploy that on the web for free. So if you click this link, web URL, this is what your web app is going to look like using your package. It's not going to be direct powerful right now. But all you need to do is just share this link with anyone. They will be able to go to the website. Again, right now it's a bit slow on my computer, but you'll be able to see like, right now, do you know how to create a map like this? Right? Just simple map with open topo map. There's nothing fancy about that. But you can, right? I can create an interactive map, and look at this one, right? It's the same thing, but do you know how to add? Do you remember this for your previous lab assignment? You haven't done it yet, okay. So right now, this is a different way. Previously, we integrate a drop-down list in the map, but this one is using folium because folium doesn't allow you to do that. But we use the other packages to be able to do that. For example, hybrid, right? I can use any base method like here, right? You can also use the split map. We haven't covered this one yet. How many lines of code? 3 lines of code. Leaf map, 3 lines of code. And you can add any data. You can also add raster. You can add geotiff. You can add anything. Look how cool is that. You can even have a legend. Nice. 3 lines of code, right? You probably want to have this one in your package. All you need to do is figure out how leaf map to copy that one to your source code. Just work. Huh? Yeah. Where's the URL? Where's your Thai URL? The file should not be on local computer. If it's on local computer, then it's not going to be work on the website. So it needs to be. Yeah, you need to have the file basically accessing through HTTP. If you're accessing the file locally, it's not going to work. So it will not show up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right now it's using IPyLeaflet. It doesn't show up. But if you're using folium, it will show up. So next time, for example, if you develop this notebook and then if you run this one, import your package .folium and then you run the code like this, the map will show up. The map will show up on your website. For now, it's not yet. I will show you next time we can integrate. And also, for example, we can create a marker clusters like this. Okay, who is that? Okay, you click. See this? Okay, you can have a legend, you can have different color, different group, right? How many lines of code? Don't do like define a variable and then essentially just add geostation point YG and just give me the file. Say it again. Or it's just the add legend. You can go to div map and then find the add legend function, which it will show you. This one is a little bit complicated right now. But it's not that complicated. Folium, div map folium. Yeah. Yeah, and then you can, for example, heat map, for example. You can also have base map. Here I can search any base map on the internet. For example, click. There should be one in here. For example, search quick map services, and then I can type, for example, Esri. Right? Return. What Esri base map. Another one. If. Right? It's all Python. There's nothing fancy. And how many lines of code? Oh, this is not code. This is to give you a demo. The last one, web map services. Right? You can give any URL. So this is just like later, if you know the URL, you can paste the URL here, and then you can return all the data layers, and then you can select from the data layer. So this is more like if you already know the web map services, you can render easily with BI and the force color composite images. Yes. Oh, yeah, you can if you know how to do that. Yes. Yeah. LeafMap can do that. It will do that. But just we haven't covered it. It's a little bit more complicated. Depends on the web map services you have. Some you can direct get, some you cannot. So if you want, you can look at the base map how it's being, leaf map how it's being done. But we don't have time to cover all that. But I just want to show you some of these examples that you can turn your package into something interactive, and user can go there. They can run this under the hood. This is a Python. All the source code is in Python. So if you go to this repo here, this is all the repo. And so earlier, for every app that I show you, you can see the source code behind the scene. So for example, for the last one, right? How do you add the web map services? It's not like it's only 80 lines of code. Not that super complicated. And some kind of very simple. For example, for the how about this split map? Right? All those are basically the boilerplate. It's nothing fancy. Only thing here is in your div map or in your package, you want to add the split map and a laser or something. So try to learn. So if your final project is something like this, yeah, using your own package and then having a web app, cool. Useful. People can try it out. So we're going to cover this one on Friday, how to develop something like this. So be prepared. You need to basically install the Streamlit package. If you want to learn more, you can look at this repo right now. And I have a tutorial coming up, but the Streamlit company asked me to provide tutorial. So I already sent to them. So it should be published pretty soon. But I want to teach you in class how to get this one and how to generate. You can have this one up and running in 5 minutes. It's free. But if you want to use div map, you can use it directly. But the ideal goal is that you want to implement in your own package. It's this functionality. So that is your package. Okay, so that's all for today. I will see you on Friday.